Hello, my space-fearing chums, or are we space-loving or something? I've upgraded to 0.23. I had a problem with 0.22 where the usual throttle control occasion where you can't get full throttle, you can't get half throttle, X doesn't work, and it's very jumpy and very jolty, and you can't really fly with it. Certainly not. You certainly can't fly with any accuracy. 0.23 had come out, so I upgraded 0.23. I installed the basic mods that I was using on 0.22, ignoring all the extras that I had added on that weren't in use. And then I went off and tried to copy my satellites save to 0.23 and then found out that there were all sorts of problems. What it seemed to do, and this has happened again, is that my 3 geosynchronous triangular satellites has moved. If that one's, excuse the bird chirping in the background, it's actually a dog wanting to come in the door. I don't know whether you can hear it. Anyway, Sat 3, if that's at 12 o'clock, that should be about 4 o'clock, and Sat 1 should be about 8 o'clock, or half past 7 or whatever it is. Now they moved. Sat 3 was around here at one point. I've jiggled it round to there, and I couldn't be bothered, quite frankly, to move the other ones, because I suspect this is going to happen again. This happened in 0.22 save. I think this is this problem where they jump out of relationship, either when you save it or exit the program, or when you reload the program. I think it's going to happen again. The satellite dishes that are on these beasts are the 25, I don't know what they are. The dishes go out to a certain distance, which is just beyond Minmus, within a couple of thousand kilometers, not for, or maybe, sorry, a couple of million kilometers, not very much at all. Let's have a quick look. 50 million meters, which is not very far. It goes out to Minmus, which was at 47 or 46 and a bit million kilometers. Sorry, 46 and a bit million meters. So the problem with all the satellites I've got around the mine at the moment is that if I want to take anything to Duna that's not controlled by a kerbal, I then have to go and shove up more satellites. And if I've got the window of opportunity to get to Duna, for instance, I'm not going to want to rush around sticking up satellites to be able to control satellites at that range. So to get rid of this problem where these probes, or hopefully reduce this problem where these probes keep drifting out, I'm going to launch another 2 or 3, probably 3 probes that allow me to fill the gap and give me distance to get out pretty much anywhere. I've got another satellite just in 100 kilometer orbit above Kerbal. I'm sure you didn't want to see the launch. Launch after launch after launch gets a bit boring after a while. So we'll wait for it to load. Oh, there we go. And it's not in. Where is it gone? Zoom in. Oh, we were just zoomed out for an awful lot. My beloved Anvil 5 rocket has just dragged this thing into 100 kilometer orbit. I've got about 100, I reckon about 150 units of Delta V before it runs out of gas. So I'm going to dump this now. This is unfortunately is going to be debris. Oh well, never mind. So check the stagings, right? Unlock the stage, of course. Is it unlocked? No. Why is it not unlocked? Why can't I unlock it? Oh, I'm going to swear in so many languages as if I have a problem here. Okay. L. Yeah, okay, that didn't work. I quite like the locking, but oh, you can see what's in there, but there we go. Decouple. Slightly big satellite going on there, as I'm sure you can agree, compared to my previous ones. And then I think I've made a mistake. In fact, I know I've made a mistake. because I've got on the back of the engine, which is a LV909, I have an SAS which helped me get up into space. That means that I suspect, we'll try it. Right, welcome back. After a slight discussion with the engineering team and the fact that the design crew made a slight mistake. They unable to detach from an SAS unit that's just below the satellite's engine. Also that I detached the satellite before I made sure I had connection to the actual satellite head itself. The new version of RemoteTech, if you lose connection, you lose control, which is, it makes perfect sense. The previous version, if you lost connection, you could still turn antennas on and the such like. This version is obviously a lot more accurate, but if you lose connection, you lose connection. And it's pretty obvious when you lose connection. The problem is trying to remember this. So anyway, what we'll do, I'm going to do this with MakeJeb. Yeah, whatever. It's a bit sluggish getting off the ground, but once it gets up there, it'll be fine. We'll come back once we're back in 100-kilometer orbit, and we'll try and ignore the last 2 or 3 minutes of issues. Right, welcome back. We'll ignore all that happened. So, with RemoteTech, obviously you need communications with a satellite system, as we've got here. My sat launcher is talking to ComSat-1, which is then talking to mission control. Everything moves around, everybody stays happy. I should have a link there and a link there, but we'll ignore that for the time. Oh yeah, there we go. So this has got a big satellite launcher with a stuffing great dish on it. We are going to stage, and I still can't automatically stage, so I'll do it by hand. Bang. I do like that. It's great when they both come off, especially when you're under power. They disappear off behind you. Hey, look, a coupler. God, I'm smart. This is the satellite dish. I'll come to this beast in a minute. Oh, it's got MakeJeb. That was a smart move. I'm really good. Now, if I disconnect this, obviously the launcher has, you can see it there, a couple of antennas which are talking to mission control, giving me access to, from mission control. If I just decouple this now, I lose communications under the new version of RemoteTech, and I'll never get it back because I've got to turn some antennas on. So we will turn on the Omnitron 32, 5,000 kilometer range, and now I can disconnect. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. It's worked wonderfully. Not. Oh, I can stage now. Look at that. We'll have a little blast away with with a very small engine. 48,000 units of electrics. What I did was to sit this at KSP and keep on adding 2 of these at a time. 2 of these 1,000 or 4,000 units of rechargeable batteries until I got to the point where the thing with the big antenna, the 4 smaller dishes, the big antenna and this chap here would work throughout the night. I'm not going to need half of those once I'm actually in orbit, but the other, some of these are on the edge of running out of power if they're just hidden by the sun, so it doesn't hurt to shove an extra load on. Now I've got a stupid amount of electricity, so I'm not going to start dropping deploying these 2 big antenna solar panels, or kerbal panels, and this, which is the heat radiator from the interstellar mod, which I have, which I'm slowly exploring. I'm very slowly getting very confused. I initially started by replacing all these batteries with nuclear generator, which I thought was perfectly sensible. A 1.5 meter nuclear generator. Away I went. No, didn't work at all. It's because I don't have any of the whatever power you need to fill nuclear power generation with. It kind of scares me a little bit. Nuclear stuff, I think it should scare anybody. We have MakeJeb. Right, so oh, and also there is CAS on there as well, the you know, the winches and the movable parts and stuff. I stuck on a fueling probe just because. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get, try, I hope I have enough Delta V. I'm sure, 3000, yes I do. Going to get this into some sort of geosynchronous orbit along with the other ones. I will launch 2 more. I won't show you. I'll launch them and then get them in position and come back to you later on. Now where am I going to be if I go out to there? How far am I going to be? I'm going to be 2,000 kilometers, so I'll be about here and it'll be there, which is a good distance. You obviously don't want the probes sitting on top of each other. Satellites sitting on top of each other, it makes it pointless. So that's 2,870, which is nigh on geosynchronous orbit, give or take a couple of kilometers, which we like. 47-second burn in 50 seconds, so we'll let it get about halfway down, get to 30 seconds. 25 seconds, and we'll let rip. Oh, it turns a heck of a lot faster than I thought it was going to. But I do have an SAS on the front as well as the probe head, so I guess it's going to, isn't it? I didn't even work out how heavy this thing was on the launch pad before I launched it. Shall we have a look? Vessel info, weight, 14 tons. That's quite a big, I reckon, compared to some of my little ones on, I don't know whether you remember seeing previously my little ones on around, there we go, around Mimas. They are about, I don't know, I think they were 1/4 of a ton each or something crazy. I launched 12 in one hit without a problem. So we have, oh, I missed my burn point, oops. Gabbing away as per usual. I think it looks quite nice actually. I would like one big battery instead of this row of batteries. I know there are big battery mods and the such like, but and I know I'm always adding on extra little mods and stuff, but I do try to I try to keep it standard. I think the batteries, the DTSM ones, the SAS and the engine and the fuel tank are standard. Oh, the Gigantor Excel solar panels, solar arrays are standard as well, but I think that's pretty much it. Oh, the Communitron, if you can see it under there, tiny little thing. We're doing this in the darkness again. This is stupid. Every time we do this in the darkness. So what we'll do, we'll zoom out here and you can have a nice pretty view of the solar system. Milky Way, perhaps? No, the Kerbal Way. The Green Way. I'm recording this live, as you may or may not tell. Problem is getting synchronization, but if you start fast forwarding, synchronization between the speech and the actual video. If you're fast forwarding the video, it becomes a problem. So I'm not used to recording live, so we'll just have to keep this recording live. I'll sync it all up and maybe I'll start deleting a few bits, but I'll keep talking, rattling away. Are we going to see any daylight? Maybe. Now this interstellar mod adds waste heat. Certain things generate heat, certain things expel heat. I am still learning about this. I've not tried a lot of the extra mods. I have a save where I'm running through the career mode, and I'm starting to get access to some of the interstellar mods parts. I'm confused though. The solar panels generate electricity, but they also generate heat, which I assume is an effect of solar radiation from the sun. And you have to expel that heat. I don't know what happens if you go over. I think, I may be wrong, but I think everything stops working until you've got rid of some of the waste heat. So this little radiator here, the small heat radiator, can expel heat. I've had it sitting on, this whole setup sitting on the launch pad for a couple of days, and it does expel heat. So not a problem there. How that affects my other satellites that would generate heat through the solar panels but have no way of expelling that heat. I'm not entirely sure. I've overburnt. I'm having a bad day here, aren't I? Never mind. We can fix that, can't we? Yeah. Gobbing away here, and I've overburnt, which is probably not too much problem. 2,867. Look at that. Almost good. 7 minutes 40 M3. Now I'm going to fast forward this, but first we need to find the maneuver node. Oh, she blows. And this is still in the sun. Oh, how much electricity have we got? 48,000 still. We're generating power from somewhere. The engines are a 909, which doesn't generate electrical power. But I have full batteries. Maybe it does generate electrical. Maybe it's the poodle that doesn't. Yes, it's the poodle, isn't it? 7 minutes. So we'll fast forward a little bit. 3, 2. Oh, we're in the sun. 1 minute, 50 seconds, 40 seconds, 30 seconds, 20 seconds. I burn, 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 burn. Quick, 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 quick. There you go, for all you doubters who think I can't fly the things by hand. Oy, that'll do. It is near enough, he says. So it's probably not. If I want geo. If I want geosynchronous, I have to be accurate. So let's burn that last 3.2 M3. Meters M3. Wow, wrong program. Hello, you Eve pilots. You'll know what M3 is. So we'll have a little burn. Just to... there we go, that'll do. Right, so that gives us in geosynchronous orbit. Well, that gives us out to the geosynchronous distance we need to be. And what I'll do is then add another maneuver node and pull the periapsis, whatever it calls itself, out. Oh, stallable. We have a problem. We have to sort of, because I burnt late. It's made my orbit slightly not elliptical, but it's not. It varies in height. I can't think of the word. I can't be bothered to go and double check it. So what that means is, there we go. That'll do. 2,700. Oops. I find the maneuver nodes obviously nice and easy, but sometimes they can be a little confusing. There we go. Right, so we've got a 1 hour, 8 minutes, and a 433 meters per second burn. That'll get us in geosynchronous orbit. That'll mean that we are that distance from ComSat 3, which is a bit closer than I wanted to be. So if we speed it up a little bit by changing maneuver node and bringing, where are you? There you go. So we make our orbit slightly shorter than the geosynchronous. It'll mean it does an orbit slightly faster. So it will, the next time round, it'll be slightly further in front of ComSat 3. So we'll try and get it in the middle. We'll try and get another one in the middle, and we'll try and get this one about there, another one about there, and we'll stick stick one in the centre, and then we'll go from there. So we've got 1 hour 7 minutes. We'll use kerbal alarm clock because I'm overshooting everything at the moment, and I haven't had a drink even. Kerbal alarm clock 2.7.0.0 new version has a docking alignment indicator settings button. I haven't yet, with this version, done any docking. I don't know what it's about. I want to know. Hey, fast forward, Batman. Let kerbal alarm clock do the saving. So, a 15-second burn, and we've got a minute to go. Now we can see that has moved a lot further forwards. We're actually in quite a good position. So I think what we'll do, we'll be sneaky and shove this out to geosynchronous or approximately geosynchronous, and I can't remember what geosynchronous is now. Is it 2,869 or something, isn't it? 2,852, 2,857, oops, 63, that'll do. 69, yeah, that'll do. Right, okay, so 15-second burn, 23 seconds, half of that, 7 seconds, call it 6 seconds, throttle, 7 seconds, throttle up. 18, 17, 16, 15, stand by for throttle initiation. The sunlight. Grief, Batman. Right, throttles. Burn. Oh, estimated burn 1 minute 43. Whatever happened to estimated burn 15 seconds? Okay. So it means our orbit is not going to be 100% in position, so we're going to have to do a bit of a trim. But that's fine, that's normal, that happens all the time. The only time it doesn't happen is if you use MechJeb. I like MechJeb. I don't know where I'm burning. I'm not. I think I should stop this and go to bed. I'm not even pointing in the right direction. Honestly, you fool. Let's try that again. I think I should resign from my position of mission controller for Kerbal Space program. Oh, look, it's going down this time. That's good, isn't it? Yeah. Problem is, we're 50 seconds above the burn, and as you can see, the orbit is a bit icky. It's going to be ickier, but we can cope with that. We can cope. Yeah, we've got a charge coming out of that motor, so the 909s, it must be the poodle that doesn't give electrical power. Got 2,000. Just over 2,000 meters per second of delta V left in this fuel tank, which is good, because at this rate I'm going to need it. I seem to be wasting a lot of things left, right and centre, pointing in the wrong direction and whatnot. That's kind of pretty much normal for my endeavours in space. You watch other people's videos and they never seem to have a problem, and everything goes really well, and you know, you never see mistakes and the such like. That's not me. I make mistakes left, right and centre. I do edit a fair amount of them because they'll probably be quite boring. ComSat 3, so we'll point that little satellite dish I've just opened at ComSat 3 just to give extra, just in case. The Communicon 32 has a 5,000 kilometre range. Geosynchronous is 2,800 and whatnot kilometres range. Well, we'll just stick a little dish out so that we don't lose connection, because, as I say several times, if you lose connection in this version of RemoteTech, you are kind of stuffed. Right, so stop the engines, and that's an approximate. Yes. I'm not even level there, am I? That's an approximate orbit. It's a bit high there and a bit low there. So we'll get on the... We're going that way around, aren't we? Now, this should work. Get on the ascending node and add a maneuver and just tickle it the other way. So that... Yeah, it's not quite... Okay. Doesn't... Or use MechJeb. Didn't say that. 2,847. 2,847. Where's my periaps? 2,879. There we go. Drag that round. So that looks right. Yep, that's cool. Because I made that, I messed up left, right and centre with other burns. It's all kind of got me a little bit screwed, which means it's going to take me longer to get in position. 2,864. Give it a nudge. Yeah, that'll do. Right, so another hour's burn. We'll use alarm clock, since I can't seem to control myself, and we'll zip forwards in time. There we go. Right. Now, first, we point towards the maneuver node. That's the target. There's the maneuver node. Way steady, Eddie. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. That's step one of basic rocket flight, is point in the direction that you need to burn to be able to perform the maneuver you want to do. You plank. It's a bit close to the Comsat 3, but hey, it's good enough. I'm not going to waste the rest of my life, and I have been spending an awful lot of time, maybe not in the last week, what with Christmas, but I have been spending a fair bit of time just thinking about this, and life's too short to do this. 15 seconds of a 5.5 meter burn is probably going to be what? 5.5 meters per second? Ish. You know, let's have a little burn now. We burnt way too early, fine, but we can fix that. We'll just go 10 seconds over and burn the other 2.1 meters. 6, 7. Let's do it now. Whoops. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. That's as geosynchronous as it needs to be. Now, I need to think about pointing things at each other. Although it'll do it with... No, I don't, because all these dishes are basically redundant now until... I'd like to turn that off, but if I turn that off, I'm going to lose... and this is not in range, I'm going to lose control. And I know it is in range, but I'm too much of a wimp. Go on, do it. Deactivate. Yeah, I'm still in control of it. Splendid. So that means I have... That must be over 5,000 kilometers, but that's not. Cool. We can turn that off. So all these dishes are now redundant until I start launching other stuff in space. I need to deploy my rather beautiful panels. You may notice that my panels are never opposite each other on the ship. I think there is logic, but madness to my logic. Logic to my madness even. I can't explain it, why I do it like this. The ones around Minimus are the same. I can't explain it, but it makes sense in my head, if you know what I mean. Look at that. We'll point that dish straight at Kerbal, or more importantly, whatever these are, the solar panels straight at the sun. Okay. Now, I believe that the radiator does expel heat even when it's not deployed, because my waste heat doesn't go up, and I found this on the planet. If I didn't have the radiator, when I was parked at mission control, the waste heat went up. I put the radiator on and the waste heat doesn't go up. So it's obviously not losing, but emitting heat, even when it's folded up like this. But we'll deploy it anyway, because, you know, things might happen. I find it... I can understand why it does it. Obviously, if it's facing the sun like the solar panels, it will not emit heat, it will pick up heat. It's actually very nice. I quite like the way it folds up. So there we go. That's one satellite in my big ring of steel. What I need to do is to... I'm not going to link it to the Mun. It will have something linked to this chap out here. Let's do that now. And I can show you what I've done there. Activate, deploy, mission control. Minimus, Ultimate Probe Launcher version 2. I won't connect it now because it's not going to work, because I'm going to rename it and it causes issues, I think. You may recall... Actually, we won't recall. We'll do that in another video. But there is, there's another satellite going around here. I'll try and explain it to you in the next episode. What I'll do now is I'll get two more, another satellite there, and another one maybe there, with the same configuration as Big Sat. We need to actually change that name. That's a stupid name, isn't it? Big Sat. Where's control height? There we go. Rename vessel. What was it? Geo. GeoCom Sat 4 LR for long range. There we go. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Next time is doing stuff to Minmus to get full-time communications with my patented system of guaranteeing communications across the planet, and then we'll start putting things on Minmus, or maybe the Mun, I don't know. Oh, the excitement, I can't wait. Can you? Cheers for listening. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.